Hi guys, I'm Bridget. I'm the SoFlo Flipper, and I'm here in Anchorage, Alaska at Duane's Antique Market. And I don't know. I'm going to go check it out. I'm going to bring you with me to see what this is like. I have no idea. Never been here before. But let's take a peek, see if there's anything that's small enough that I can fit in my suitcase and bring home and flip for a profit. And in addition to that, to see what kind of things and what kind of finds there are here in Anchorage. So let's go. Check it out. We got all kinds of deer. Alaska's full of deer. Chairs and don't know. Chairs. Metal bus. Angel. Lots of pressed back chairs. An old high chair. Doors. Stop sign. Hemi Dodgy sign. That's cool. An old barber chair over here. Cabinets. Some trunks back there. Little child's potty chair? Rocking chair? Rocking chair. Yep. So as soon as I walked in here, I knew this wasn't going to be the kind of place that I was thrifting, but this was going to be the kind of place that I was going to see things that I will not see anywhere else. So what I decided to do is I am just going to not do a voiceover. I couldn't even tell you about the items that were in the store, and it's just spectacular craftsmanship and art and almost like a museum. So much of it native work, and it's beyond words, really. So I'm not going to try to put my words to this kind of beauty. So I am just going to let the camera roll with some music so you can see things here that you probably will not see anywhere else all in one place. So I hope you enjoy looking at some of these items. I could spend hours in this store. It's amazing. Okay, guys, so I'm done there. Really nice gentleman that owns the store. He's actually selling it. He also has an estate business that he's keeping, and he asked. I got some good footage, but not a ton, because he told me what I had taken was fine, but he didn't want me to continue to film so that people had the whole layout of the store, because he's been someone did it before and they were robbed. They have a lot of really high-end art, native art in there, as you saw, and artwork and collectibles. You know, some things are very, very expensive. So, of course, I respected that, and, you know, I stopped filming. But I think I gave you enough of a taste to see how the amazing things that are here that you probably wouldn't see anywhere else in our country. So I hope you enjoy the little bit that I got. And I did buy one little piece of vintage Native American jewelry. I'll show you that in a bit and tell you what tribe it came from and stuff. It's spectacular. But yeah, so on to the next one, but you're gonna have to wait for that. So thanks for joining me, guys. Stay tuned for the piece of jewelry I bought. So I did buy myself one treasure while I was at this shop, and it was this beautiful vintage bear made by the natives with the opal and the black onyx. And then we were off, and I negotiated a great price, by the way. And then we were off down the road to a store that my son was wanting to check out. My son was trying to look for some of these posters that they come out with one every year for the Alaskan Railroad, and he wanted some of the older ones that he's collecting. So he had heard about this store. And so we were heading off to the store called Anchorage Remade. And I go inside, and I'm like, oh, this is very much like the shop that I filmed for you guys earlier on near my beach house, where they had the vintage along with the upscaled kind of items that were all beachy related. So here we are in Alaska with a very similar store. It had new with vintage and upcycled projects, and they taught classes here too on how to, you know, repaint furniture and how to make baskets, and it seemed like all kinds of classes. But I'm wandering through this store going, oh, this is awesome. It's beautiful. It's very much like, you know, a lot of us would do at home, where we obviously mix new with old, and how beautiful that can be. And here's some just fun projects where people glued together these different pieces of glass and plates. We've all run into a little bit of this at the thrift shops. Some good, some not so good, but it's always fun to look at. But this store was super fun. It was pretty big, actually, and I knew we were here kind of for a spur of the moment, and really on the hunt for the one thing for my son. My son wasn't really, he's a good sport, but, you know, thrifting and looking at this kind of stuff isn't really his forte. So I knew that he would be on a mission to specifically be on the hunt for what he was looking for. And then when and if he found it, he would be done. So I was trying to take this in as quickly as possible. But here, I know I'm zooming by some of this pretty quick, but let's face it, in reality, you guys all zoom by the clear glass when you're thrifting anyway, don't you? And you have to remember that a lot of this filming was all done on 2 days. Like the very first time I ever filmed in public, because my YouTube channel is very new. So I reviewed all of this filming at one time. So I know I've had some feedback. You guys have all been so sweet and so nice, saying you're doing a great job and everything. But, you know, some people have mentioned my filming. You know, I need to slow down. I need to show things. I know that. I can clearly see that. That's what I need to do. But remember, these were all done at the same time, and I viewed them all at once. So as we move forward, because this is the last of my videos of sourcing in Alaska, I'll be sourcing at home with, these tips and tricks in my mind. So we should see vast improvement. Okay. But hopefully you can enjoy the store anyway. I was picking up these glasses because there was no base. They have like a stem, like a flower, but so I don't know what you do with it when you're done. I guess you have to go find the ice bucket. But yeah, there was a lot of fun stuff here. A lot of the typical stuff, like a lot of these dishes and the china and the glassware. But it also had, some local art. And I think even some of the projects that were done in the store, people sell their stuff there. I wasn't quite sure of exactly how it worked. But a lot of fun stuff. Now, my son was over there hunting. They had artwork in several spots in this store. Some and then some hanging random places on the walls. So he was having to hunt. He was having to hunt all around to look for some of the Alaskan Railroad posters that were framed, and he didn't know if he would find any. So he's hunting everywhere through the store, which afforded me some time to be looking at all this fun stuff. So, got some Mexican pottery in Alaska, but some beautiful crystal. They had some neat tiles sitting around. They were newer, they weren't old, but I really liked them. They were colorful and beautiful. And I was looking at that box. Remember, there's a lot of Russian artwork and stuff because Russia's so close. So you find some really beautiful hand-painted Russian pieces, as you saw in the last store. But all those boxes were hundreds of dollars because they were very finely done. I don't know if you know that in Russia, you have your artisans that paint for the tourists, and then they have some artists that are actually registered historian artists by the country. And the country, paid for their formal training in the formal type of art. And there's a group of them that paint in a very specific style with very historic techniques that they were taught. And those pieces are by far more valuable. But I know this because I've got to take some art classes back in the day from one of these people that was basically registered historical artist by the government, which he had no choice in, by the way. And I think the government got a piece of all of his work. But anyway, I really enjoyed looking at all of this stuff. And my son did find a framed piece of a vintage poster from the Alaskan Railroad. So he was super excited, and it was a really good price. I think it was like $35. And we had found unframed ones at a store before this, an art store, for like $100 and $200. So he got a really good deal. So my son had found his picture, so I knew we were about to head out. So I tried to quickly see the rest of the store. I hadn't even walked all the way through it yet. But so the video will end abruptly. But I did want to thank you guys for joining me on my adventures in Anchorage, Alaska, and my sourcing and tolerating some of my videoing that needs improvement. But I sure had a good time. And please make sure that you subscribe so that you are notified when the next video comes out. And if you liked it, please give it a like. And the next video that I'm going to release is just going to be like a B-roll of a bunch of beautiful scenery that was taken while we were on a train ride and a boat ride to see some glaciers. So if you need something to put on while you're doing some listing or doing some work or just relaxing, you might want to take a peek at this video. It's certainly something to see. Alaska is beautiful. But until next time, guys, I look forward to seeing you again real soon.